Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks. And in this video we're going to follow up from our unboxing of the Redmi Pad 2 Pro with the setup video. Now, if you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. We cover consumer electronics, gadgets, accessories, and anything else we think makes the travel experience better. And one of the things that does make travel better is when you need to entertain yourself, maybe using a tablet or smartphone. In this case, we are using the Xiaomi Redmi Pad 2 Pro on Wi-Fi, and this particular model is a Wi-Fi only one. But there are other tablets offered by Xiaomi that do support 5G connectivity as well, or cellular connectivity as well. So first things up, as soon as I turn on the tablet, we get welcomed to Xiaomi HyperOS. Interestingly, it has forced me into portrait mode. I'm fine with that, but some people might expect to use their tablet in landscape mode. Now, I'm in the UK, great. I'm going to tap on United Kingdom. And in this case, I'm going to go with United Kingdom as a region as well. I trust Xiaomi, so I accept their terms and conditions of using their apps and services. And now it's suggesting, as usual, that we set up this Android-based tablet using another device. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to use the skip button at the bottom to skip that. Next up, I need to connect to a Wi-Fi network. I'll do that now. Great, now that I'm connected to the internet through the magic of Wi-Fi, it says that it's getting the tablet ready. It may take a few minutes. Now, from my experience, it shouldn't take that long, especially considering this device is running on a nice fast chipset, the Snapdragon 7 series chipset by Qualcomm, as well as, in my case, a very fast internet connection. So it's now still checking information. One thing I'd like to call out is if you check the battery level of the device as it comes out of the box, it has a 62% charge, which is not bad for a nice big device with a nice big battery, as well as being a big device. So it's still checking info. And now I am prompted to sign in to my Google account. Great, I've signed in with my two-factor authentication. I agree to Google's terms of service because, as usual, in Google we trust. Arguably, I'd say I trust Google more than Xiaomi, but still, all good there. And just as Xiaomi, I'm now getting prompted to copy apps and data. I want to not copy anything. I want to set this up as a new tablet. Now, first up, I need to set up a screen unlock, and you get to choose between pattern, PIN, and password. I'm going to go with one of these options. Great, now that that's done, I have Google services things to agree to, including location, scanning of Wi-Fi networks, phone number verification, usage, diagnostic and data, and updates and apps. I'm going to accept that because, as I said, in Google we trust. Next up, we're prompted to back up our services, photos and videos and other device data. I'm going to turn backup on. It's really quite a handy feature. Next up, a section that is very, very European. Choose your search engine. So you need to choose, to avoid monopoly issues. Google now offer a list of search engines that you can set as default on your device as you're setting it up. I am going to use Google for this device. It is my search engine of choice. And once we've selected our search engine, we can say that we are going to continue with setup. So next up is QuickShare. So QuickShare is essentially Google and Android's version of AirDrop. And yes, I agree to that because it is very, very useful. Next up, Gemini. You need to set up that on your device. I'm going to continue. And then you can set it up with the keyword to say, "Hey G." And I'm going to turn that on. It's quite funny because when I say that the magic "Hey G" phrase, there's quite a few devices that light up on my desk. Next up, I'm going to be fine with the text and wallpaper and so on. Let's review the additional apps. Yes, I'm okay with all these, the Google Find Hub, Google Home, and Find by Google. And I'm going to say that I'm finished for now. So now it's finishing off the setup. We have essentially a duplication here, is all the permissions. This is not for Google, this is for Xiaomi. So location, automatic system updates, personalized ads, experience program, and Xiaomi interconnectivity. I'm going to say that's great. We then get offered the option to turn on parental controls. I don't need to do that. I think I'm a grown-up here, I can do without. And then we get to choose between two fonts, the default system font or Mi Sans. So Mi Sans is Xiaomi's own font of the Sans family. Let's go with that one on this device. Next up, we get a handy screen where it suggests we go through a gesture navigation tutorial. Let's try that. So it's going to prepare a little demo for us, or maybe not. No, I think that just skipped it and it's gone through. I must have pressed the wrong button there. But yeah, HyperOS, Xiaomi's Android version, is currently booting up on this device and setting up the home screen for the first time. And then I can get into customizing it a bit more and making it the way I would expect it to work. So now Xiaomi HyperOS has a complete setup. I'm going to click on continue. I think I tapped that. And there we go. It has done. And whilst we were setting up, it's also already gone and checked to see if there's an update. Yes, there's an update to HyperOS version 3.0301.0. So I'm going to click on update. Take us to settings, system apps updater. This is where you get both the apps and your operating system updates. That's quite a few apps, so feedback, the Xiaomi Gallery app, the media editor, and clock need updated. Let's update all of those. But also check the About tablet section. So it's currently running on HyperOS 2, so that's last year's version of HyperOS. I'm going to click Update to get the latest HyperOS 3. That's the one that was available. So quite a lot going on here. I'll click Download Update. And let's also check that the tablet does in fact go into landscape mode. That's better. I can actually use it better this way. So yeah, this is quite the chunky operating system update, 5.2 gigabytes. Let's see what else is happening here. We don't by default have an app drawer. So you'll see that's not there. And I do prefer app drawers on my devices. So sorry Xiaomi HyperOS fans, the fruity-like setup is not what I'm after. We're going to scroll down here, find home screen, and go from classic, which is a very iPad-like setup, to with app drawer. This is my way of doing things. I do much prefer it that way. Background's automatic. Okay, that's not really important to me. But one thing that is, display and brightness. I much prefer dark mode. So that's the Xiaomi HyperOS in dark mode. You also have dark mode options. So you can switch some apps into dark mode, including LinkedIn, Copilot, TikTok, and Vita Mahjong. Now I'm a bit worried about that because that's an indicator of a bit of spam or bloatware on the tablet. Now that we've switched to the app drawer mode, you'll see we have a dock in the bottom with frequently used apps or suggested apps. But if you swipe up, it's still populating because it's just set itself up. You'll have an app drawer with all your apps. You can still scroll sideways. In this case, I will not be playing Mahjong, but I will need to remove it from the app drawer as well. So it's called Vita Mahjong. This is something that is quite good about Xiaomi, is they don't try and block you from uninstalling the bloatware that they give out with your device. Now, I'm not someone who uses TikTok, so I'm going to long press on that, use the TikTok uninstall button. I find YouTube Shorts to be much more entertaining and interesting, but then again, that's aligned to my years of watching YouTube and my preferences video-wise. Much the same with Spotify. I use Google Play, or sorry, not Google Play Music, that doesn't exist anymore, it's Google's YouTube Music, that's what I use, which is already pre-installed, great. WPS Office, again, another app I don't use because I use Google Drive. There's quite a few apps here which I will not be using on the tablet, including LinkedIn. What else shall we uninstall? The Xiaomi calculator is very nice, I will give them that. It's a very nice bit of software. And everything else is pretty much okay. But since we're here and stuff is happening in the background, there should be plenty of memory on this device. There's 8 GB of RAM, so I will be able to also be able to install some apps whilst we're going. So let's see how many updates there are. 28, that's quite a few. So let's click on Update All. And whilst we're at it, we'll download my most used apps on a tablet, which is the video apps. So Netflix, great, it's pre-installed. Is Disney Plus installed? No. So we're going to go to the Play Store. Let's see if that's available on this device. Where's the search bar? There's search. And I'll just type Disney. So there's the Disney Plus. It's a app marked as made for tablets. The BBC iPlayer, optimized for tablets. The Kindle reading app. I won't be doing much gaming on this tablet, though it is capable of it. We've just uninstalled the TikTok app, but I will be downloading the Prime Video app. Apparently, the Clarkson's Farm series is just out, so yes, I will be watching that as soon as I can. Great show, I thoroughly recommend it. So I'm installing a few of my video playing apps. I will also be using this to make video calls, so I will need to install Messenger to do that with friends and family who are using Messenger. What other apps do we know? Let's just see what it recommends. BBC iPlayer. Interesting, there's quite a lot of apps such as ChatGPT. My favourite social network at the moment, Threads. It's starting to get quite good now that people have finished moving over from the former Bird app, and that people have run out of patience on Mastodon and Blue Sky. So great, these apps are installing as well as updates happening in the background. It doesn't seem to have slowed down much, which is good to see. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's have a look at changing wallpapers and maybe choosing something a bit darker. So soft light, floral arrangement, nature patterns, daydreams, system wallpapers. I quite like that one. Let's apply that. Set as both. I quite like that sort of foldy paper stuff. And there we go, I've updated my wallpaper. I'm quite happy with that. So that's the initial setup done. There is obviously an operating system update happening in the background here. Let's see how that's going. So 5.2 gigabytes is still at 82% download, as well as those Google updates happening in the background. Initial impressions are that it's a nice glossy screen, works well for me. The screen is responsive, it feels nice to hold. One thing I will need though is a tablet case that also protects the cover. I have one arriving from Amazon, so expect the video review of that case tomorrow, I do want to make sure this lovely new Xiaomi Redmi Pad 2 Pro is well protected, because as lovely as it is to hold without a case, if it's going in my bag, it needs a case. Cool. Thank you for watching if you made it this far into the video. As you saw, there's a lot going on in the background here. It's updating apps and operating system, but the initial setup is quite the breeze. If you'd like to know more or give me a row for using the wrong apps on the device, please do leave a comment in the section below. We will do our best to get back to you, or mock you. It depends on what the context of the comments is. As usual, if you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. We cover consumer electronics, gadgets, accessories, and anything else we think makes the travel experience better. But for now, again, thanks for watching, and goodbye from me.